Okay, kicking into episode 80 of my 248k run on a ribbon world with a 10 times tick multiplier, and yeah, put a couple of things together in between last episode and this one. This little build of kicking out modules is, doing decent things with this structured exotic material. Yeah, you can actually get productivity bonuses from building modules. So that wasn't a thing I realized, so we're doing that because free modules are great because this stuff is expensive. This Coverx loop thing, I think we had 3 at the end of the last episode, and I've been pretty good at expanding those into new centrifuges, so now we have a lot more than that, and we're going to play with that as one of the first things we do as well. And then also because this takes, because these modules that we need to give them for these productivity bonuses take a lot more of the up matter than the down, a lot more of the up matter than the down. We have another little centrifuge that's also just making all of the up matter with the surplus we've got, so we can just turn that into more modules. And then the other thing that was cool and interesting is these assemblers that are making the exotic science can also take these Gauss modules, so we're getting productivity bonuses there as well, and we've actually got a reasonable amount of exotic science kicking around, and I think we've also got a decent amount of space science kicking around. We've got a lot of rockets going up at the moment. Is this one? Yeah, we've got quite a lot of space science to play with, a number of rocket parts. I think we are actually train limited on rocket parts, and then over in the science build we are short of yellow science. It's probably yellow science. Yellow science is the thing we need to do stuff with. Yeah, these rockets are just going to sit here because we've already got all of the space science we need, and now we're going to get even more rocket parts into the exotic science build. That is, things are kicking along nicely. We are getting a lot of rockets in places, and some important techs that we moved along a bunch were the second tier of these productivity modules, which will let us get even more productivity out of this kind of cheap free Coverx thing we're doing, and then also the steel star engine recipe, because I think that one's going to be a big deal as well. And yeah, we're gonna move through those things. First thing I wanted to do was kind of, a new version of this Coverx thing. Oh, I guess we should talk about the big thing. The big thing that happened, which is also like large but not super interesting, is there's an entire copy of the red chips build over on this other bit of the lake waiting for stuff to do. Like, what do we need to do? We need to take it out a kind of nuclear reactor. We need more speed modules for these crushers, because the thing we need, if we look at the red chip space, we actually don't have a whole lot of red chips sitting around. Okay, so that's not entirely true. These trains are kind of full, saying they've got all their stuff. We've also got just a lot of bots charging, so maybe I do in fact need even more charging stations. I thought this was going to be enough charging stations. Never mind. We've just got a ton of charging stations. Because it's not that they're trying to fit in the roboports and can't. It's that they are hanging around waiting to charge. Wait, why aren't they using the charging stations? It looks like they're all hanging around the basic roboports, and none of them are using the charging stations. That's just super weird. And then these ones are just like coming in and out of the roboports. I have no idea what the deal is. And I don't know why they're not using these charging stations. Okay, whatever, moving on. We're going to presume things are fine. I wanted to do a new thing with all of these centrifuges somewhere else, in a way very similarly related to, I guess we pick all of these things up. Do I have inventory space? Yeah, a bit. All of these things, because we're going to do this slightly differently in a kind of cheeky way. So give me all of these back. That we're done with those for now. We need to go and take them somewhere else. All of this stuff, we can also get rid of all of these. And I mean get rid of, I mean I want all of these things. In fact, I think I can just take all of these because I don't want them going to the logistics network, but I think bots can help me deconstruct the rest of this build after I have all of the most important parts, because the other thing that happened kinda recently that is pretty exciting is Yeah, and then this pole, I guess, is surplus, and then there's some extra rail in here that we don't really need, so we'll tidy some things up. Yeah, a thing that happened semi-recently is we got the tech that lets us... Is it... where's the more beacons tech? Yeah, we got the more beacons tech, which allows us to have a ton more beacons. So we actually have a pile of beacon headroom to work with. So because of that, we're going to redeploy all of this thing somewhere else in a cool new way that I'm pretty happy about. That with fancy mod beacons and just a lot more beacon support and things like that. Let's go somewhere. How far can we go? Because I do want to have it in the same grid, and there's not... Maybe we could put it here? I was wondering if we could go all the way out, like maybe here, but for reasons it kind of needs to be in the same grid. Actually, for other reasons, let's also do the thing of... this new red chips build, there's a new plan for this which we're going to see in a bit, but one of the things I wanted to try was just having a Tokamak reactor, because we don't actually have one of these yet, so bots should put in this chest. That should all fit, shouldn't it? I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but it should all fit in that chest. Yeah, it's fine. So we've got the tier 2 modules that we want. Let's also finish off the steel tech, and then we can't actually go that far. It was just like to here. But I think this is probably going to work. In fact, I can probably leverage the fact that the grid already breaks here to build something here. Or build something over here? Let's build something over here. We'll build it in the top portion of the map. What are you guys even doing? Okay, whatever, sure. Maybe even... I mean, I don't actually think I need all that much of it. But never mind. The plan of what we're going to do here is... Yeah, we've got... Let's get these things out of the way. We're going to build things within the grid, but then we're not going to give it the structured exotic matter until we've broken the grid so that we can control how that stuff works. But basically, hopefully this is a pretty straightforward pattern that I can slap down pretty quickly. We want one of these... Actually, let's do this with pairs of stuff, because then we can do this with the request chest and the provider chest. And then... Yeah, request yourself actually only 10 of... Actually, yeah, only 5, because we do have fast inserter, so all of this is going to be pretty quick. But then also go in there as well, and I should have all of these modules myself, right? I've got 50 of these modules, fine. Yeah, so this is a pretty basic pattern that will get a thing done. This is requesting only one type, and then these active providers are going to bounce everything everywhere else. But then, did I actually bring the beacons with me? I'm not sure I brought the beacons with me. So we might need to find a beacon of the right type that we can queue, like that one. And then, yeah, figure out where we can put... Because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to beacon this stuff hard. I guess we don't even need these things right next, because if we're going to do this double beacon pattern, do I even want to do that? That is, I mean, first of all, it's a lot of beacons to spend. It's probably going to cost me like 50 beacons or something to do this stuff this way, but I reckon we go for it anyway. Yeah, if we have some stuff like so... Then, and I also did want to build it over here because it was in the bit of the network that we can just break pretty easily. Yeah, these guys will end up going super fast. Do I want to compress this a bit more? I probably can compress this a bit more. I think we probably have these poles. Yeah, I think we go like this. Because that will power all of the buildings. I kind of want to copy these myself, because we are going to move these in a little more. Just to keep things compact, even though we don't really need to, but whatever. And then, yeah, now we can have... Is here a place that's going to get... you're going to get a bunch of stuff, you're going to get a bunch of stuff, and then we just keep doing this plan, and we have a lot of beacons all over the place. And now each of these centrifuges is being hit by all 8 of these beacons. It's not quite that, is it? It's close to, but it's not quite. But it's still a lot of beacons. And then I guess we just do the same thing on the other side. Do I have how many beacons? I had 50 modules, which means I can have 25 assemblers. So I think I probably can do an outrageous thing where we have more of these here like this, and then a whole nother copy of these things like... Because I want some modules on the outside, or some beacons on the outside as well, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be worth having double beacons on the outside. But we're going to make that kind of outrageous, and then these guys are going to get all of the speed boosts. And then... yeah, crafting speed 12. This is quite wild. And then, yeah, we can do... I think I do want it over here, though, for reasons. Okay, so let's change our mind about all this stuff again. We'll take the copy. We'll have the modules ourselves. This is one of the important things I wanted to do today. I did want to get the red chips working as well. Oh, hey, the steel finished. In that case, we can set the star engine steel recipe and put this in the star engine steel all the way over... yeah, it's a long way away, isn't it? It's over here. I don't even know that I have a plan to integrate this yet, but these guys should now all be running pretty fast. And yeah, these are dumping steel into these adjacent boxes, and then also there's provider chests that are going into the far boxes, and this is, yeah, not even named as a steel station, but that's going to be, this here is going to be how we get most of our steel now, because it's like, this is the entire steel build, and this gives us all the steel we could possibly want from, like, not that many entities. So yeah, so that's cool. What are the techs do we want? Trains. Do we just kick into train stuff? Oh wait, no, we should go on to the, yeah, we should definitely go on to the even bigger modules, because we actually have a plan to use those. Like, I don't have a plan to use these trains, because I think these still need fuel, and I'm kind of committed to the previous fuel plan, kind of. I kind of want to get to these trains, which I don't think need fuel at all, because it says they are powered by a compact star, and this train always has energy. So I think we try and get to these trains before our current train fuel supply runs out, but I think we still do... oh wait, I'm past the first rocket. I've got a research queue. We can just like line all of those things up, and then let's also get some more bot speed, I guess, because bot builds. So yeah, so good things. Let's have... yeah, I just copied and pasted that thing and then lost the centrifuge blueprint I was working on. Good job. Okay, I guess we rebuild it because we kind of know what we wanted to do with this. We wanted a thing and another thing and a thing, and then these guys aren't in Roboport range, but don't worry about it. This goes here, and then we have this thing on one of these kinds, and rebuild this thing we were looking at just a moment ago. And then this wants to get stacked directly adjacently, sure, but I think we have this one be the opposite direction, and then these also request... this one is going to request the dark type, and this one is going to request the light type. 5 of each, because we don't want to be buffering huge amounts of stuff here. And then yeah, we do still have these beacons, which is cool, and then we figured out how to set these up again. And I think it was here, wasn't it? Yeah, and then we have these poles like so and like so, and then copying and pasting a thing that we already did, because, you know, that's a nice way of doing things. Is this in... so you're hitting... you could move down one more, and then you would be hitting more things. So we're going to move all of this... we're going to figure out how to move all of this one tile by just leaving the power poles there and putting it there. So this guy's hitting 4, this guy's hitting 4, that's nice. The rest of these are only hitting 1 or 2 each but it's still fine. Yeah, get rid of this thing. Put more of these in places. Is that... Yes, we've got 6 there. This is... Oh no, this is kind of weird. All of these things need to... Yeah. Sure, whatever. Good plan. That's 6 of these things, and then we also need this power grid on the outside, and... Yeah, these guys are only hitting a couple, but also I think this is probably high enough value that... oh no, I've decided that the things that only hit 1 are not worth it, so we don't actually need those ones at all. And then, yeah, now this is the thing that I want to copy, and we are in the right tile because this is the space between 2 grids, and we want this off the main grid. And yeah, so let's figure out where this is going to go and how much of it we want, and we can start kind of in the middle, because I think we're doing 3 tiles wide of this stuff, and then there's some other reasons why we are doing other logistic bot stuff with this as well. So we're going to put... Why? Oh, because I'm standing in the way. That's a decent reason. Fast inserters in the way? Oh yeah, because all those things are going in the opposite direction when I flip them, but that's fine. Okay, so we want basically all of this again here, and then basically all of this again as well, not that much, like this much of it, also here. So we're going to get a lot of stuff that should be powered. I guess yeah, okay, whatever. I guess it's in one grid, but not the other grid. So, oh no, it's in the whole grid, fine, we don't need these. Yeah, so the rest of this plan is... These guys are complaining about not having any roboports in the grid, but we're also, yeah, this active provider into... Actually, we don't need these intermediates inserters at all. That was for the other kind of weird hack of a thing we were doing. We are now going to manage all of these with bots. And yeah, so what speeds do we have? 16? 16! So yes, speed 12 and speed 16, and we have a lot of beacons to play with. We ended up using 30 beacons in that setup. I could have more. Maybe we have more later. I guess we could expand this another one above and another one below if we end up later having the modules for it. How many modules do I have left? 26? How many modules is this? Okay, let's count the modules this way. This is going to be 24 modules. Okay, we're going to do that now then. We're just going to make this larger because we can. That's how this is going to work. And then we're just going to add more beacons again, and we're just going to have... Actually, I don't know if I have the exotic materials to kick off all of these at once. I've only actually got 100 and, like, how many is this? This is enough for 11 centrifuges, and I've just thrown in 24 centrifuges, so we actually can't have... Yeah, some of these, I think we start running this on one... Yeah, so these ones have got the logistics request, which is fine. Those 2 colors, and then this color is requesting the other kind. I think we reset all of these logistic requests for the moment, because we don't actually have the structured exotic matter to run all of it. So those requests are gone, and then the only place we're requesting it is in the request chest in the middle with the centrifuges that are going the hardest. So let's also slap in the rest of these, and I kind of haven't paid attention to whether or not this one is hitting 4, this one is also hitting 4, so a lot of these things in the middle are hitting 4 on each side. So this is still a pretty great value build that I'm pretty happy about. That's doing some kind of obscene things. Okay, why did you... What am I stuck on? This is not the same pattern with the power poles that I wanted, which is going to make me a little bit sad. Let's instead have... Actually, it's just these ones, isn't it? and hopefully this is still hitting the same number of beacons, because this is like the geometric pattern that we've lined up a little bit better. Yeah, 12 on the outside, that's fine. Hitting 3 on each side, hitting 4 on each side, hitting 4 on each side, also hitting 4 on each side, also hitting 4 on each side, also hitting 4 on each side. This is one of those large, ridiculous builds that is going to get a ton of value out, you know, once we've actually got all of the things built and we actually have enough. Once we have enough exotic matter to have all that run. And now how many? Yeah, this blasted through a lot of beacons. How many is this? 50 beacons. My guess of 50 beacons was not actually that far wrong, but we've also got, you know, a lot of these centrifuges. So the next plan for this bit was to have storage chests here, which so we're still not actually severing these networks yet. I don't think this is going to need a lot of logistics spots because there's not a whole lot to move around, but what I did want to do, and I guess it's going to be over here, is logistic storage for one type of structured matter, logistic storage for the other type of exotic matter. Let's upgrade both of these assemblers because we can, or both inserters, and then we're going to circuit condition these things so that, which one is this? This is the up. This is only going to take material out if we have a surplus of, say, more than 40 exotic matter. Yeah, and then the same thing here, except for the kind that's going in the storage chest. So as these guys are making this stuff, they're going to take it from the request chest, they're going to drop it in the active provider chest. It's going to end up either back in the storage chest or in one of the request chests of the kind in the middle that's faster, that's actually doing the requesting. And then over here, with things I don't have, I can use yellow belt because we are on the main grid, and I don't think we're going to need a lot of this, but we'll have here basically a surplus. And the thing is, we want a couple of things here actually. We want, let's line them up over here, the things we want, because we want one of these which is converting to up structured matter, because when we do that, like the other things we're going to do over here are we're going to build the modules that make make the upgraded beacons, and for that we also need LDS and module cores. Module cores? No, we need module cores and the Stokes 3 modules, and that's all. And then we can just build the upgraded modules here, which is going to be a trick for a while. But then we also, because these modules are going to use a lot more of the up matter than the down matter, this one actually needs down matter, we are going to also be converting some of the matter back the other way, so this entire thing is more or less balanced, kind of. I don't actually know if this is, this entire build might imbalance it. We might be making so much that, that's pretty unlikely, to be honest. Okay, so we've got to then figure out how to tie these things together in over here, and I think what we do is, simply, and then, also, I didn't have any of these. I kind of wanted more of these. Never mind. It's fine. So one of them wants to be able to hit. They actually kind of want both kinds of matter, and in fact, we might just run it. We might just run it this way. Is this going to be? We're not going to. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so let's grab this thing and put it here. Let's do that, and then we can have one of these things like here, and then we can power the build here, and then, we don't actually want, I don't think we want these Gauss 4 modules at all. What we really want is straight up just the Gauss 5 modules, which we really do want the productivity bonuses for, and then Yeah, we can put this in a different place. We can put it here, and that's fine. We're going to need, yeah, inserters here. Why did I... Yeah, okay, whatever. And then these are the modules we want to socket into builds, although we kind of also want to make sure that we can upgrade these to the next kind of module later, because that's what we're going to do over here. And then I guess after that we can have one of these things that is also just going to take any excess and also just dump this in a provider chest. So yeah, so for a while we're going to have, and then I think we run this underground to here. Yeah, this is going to be fine, because this means that we can put things in a chest here, and yeah, we can do another storage chest thing where this is going to be keyed to the tier 2 modules. And then we will actually not even worry about limiting that at all yet, but we don't really want this one yet. Yeah. I am pretty happy with this. I think this is going to do the things that it needs to. We just need to power this stuff on. Yeah, we can have one of those there, one of these here, one of these here. This is... yeah, I think this is going to do everything we need, because... okay, let's... I mean, I guess I could have kicked some of these things off much earlier. Oh wait, no we can't. We've got to break the network first, because otherwise those are going into the active provider thing that, yeah, cool, sure, great. Okay, so, break in the network. Because this is... actually, I only need to take out the outside ones, don't I? And then these ones are... yeah, so we put these back. And then can I have the inside ones over here? Yes, because we've carefully arranged the... yeah, we just pulled the roboports off the other side as well. So now we've got this kind of isolated thing, which is fine. You guys have a bunch more construction robots. I don't think you're going to need all that many construction robots. But this means that, yeah, we can have these ones that have the requests on them will get all the stuff they need. And we've kind of got enough of this. Yeah, I don't even think we need to worry about being particularly careful about where the stuff goes yet, because it is just going to arrive in here. Although, to start with, I think we don't even want to be upgrading this stuff yet. I think we... that's not what we wanted. We wanted to circuit condition this even more aggressively. We wanted to set this for, like, more than 120 or so. And then the same thing here for the other kind of science. Because we still want to hoard enough of this to kick off the other processes when we get enough requests for them. And we've still actually got... okay, maybe we can do this already. Maybe we can just straight up go into a bunch of these things, in which case we will request... we will set the requests for the next column of stuff, and we will be pushing stuff out even harder. So yeah, so this is basically the plan here. We're going to have a bunch of logistics bots taking the exotic matter that these centrifuges are finished with back to the storage chests, and when they do that, they will request what they need from these storage chests, and then these inserters, after we've got kind of a working buffer, will release the surplus into... these things. Yeah, we'll release the surplus into the build that will make modules and then upgrade modules. And then also I think here we do a thing where we go... in fact, we can just do this with a request, and let's also give it generic storage in case we cut down some trees or something. But here we can request tier 1 modules. Just like 5 of them. It's fine, we don't need that many of them. So we're going to be making tier 5 modules, and then also tier 4 modules, and then also requesting tier 4 modules. We do also need a couple of extra things in here as well, which we're going to do another trick for. You guys all need... yeah, you've got to go there. What do you need? You need... it's module cores. The recipe that we are currently researching is compact fusion cells and module cores, which we're not going to deal with at all yet. And then this is module cores and Stokes modules. So I guess we're going... yeah, so we can go... because the thing we want to do here is we want to request, and over here, this is why we're doing it kind of close to the other network. Not super close, but like close enough, because we want to be able to request a couple of things over here, and then do this kind of... we might not actually have the long inserters for this yet, but never mind. Yeah, we want to hop these things into the network. That's gonna do everything it needs to. Is this... That's actually not quite going to do everything it needs to. These guys need to move back by one to here. And then these guys should be putting things in this, yeah. So first of all, what we want is, yeah, we want to limit all of these chests, definitely. We don't want to be pulling too many things out here. But we want, first of all, we want Stokes 3 modules, which is why we are requesting a... Yeah, why we are making allegedly a ton of Stokes 3 modules. How many Stokes 3 modules do we have sitting around in the module build at the moment? 30. Because we don't have... What do we not have? Prodmod 2s? Is it red chips? It's red chips, isn't it? Yeah, because we had... Some of these guys have red chips. Why are you not making Prodmod... Oh, because you don't have Prodmod 2s, because you don't have... Yeah, it is red chips. Which is not overly surprising. That's why we've got another big red chips build that we were thinking about. Other things we need include module cores, module cores, probably, yeah, actually quite a few module cores, and then compact fusion cells we are not in a position of doing anything about yet. Actually, module cores are pretty cheap. We're going to have a couple of stacks of module cores, and then I was going to belt these things through, but I don't actually think we need to belt these things through. I think we can just do this with more request chests, because you needed, yeah, both of those things we just had, and you don't have any inputs yet, but you can also have some prod mods. Yeah, we want the module cores, I don't know, like 40 of them, you don't need many, and then also these Stokes modules, probably only about 20 of them, you don't need many, and so this is going to keep a separate logistics network, which is importing ingredients from the main logistics network and still just supplying everything with logibot, and these things aren't moving particularly quickly, so it's probably fine. And then over here we need, the only extra thing we need are the Gauss modules, well, the module cores. So we're going to do, was it module cores? I'm pretty sure it was module cores. Yeah, module cores. Module cores over here. Again, not that many, because this is not going to run very often at all. And then over here, a thing we don't need to worry about yet, who we've kind of blocked in. We don't actually have an output square for that inserter, or for this assembler at all yet. So let's do that centrifuge, let's do that last centrifuge differently, and have, yeah, this guy's going to take the wrong thing. We want this kind of stuff. You can have all things in my inventory, and now we should be, yeah, all of these machines have to work on their internal buffers, and then they will be putting any surplus in here, which bots will move around to somewhere else. And yeah, all of this is... Because the plan of what we're going to do here is, like, we do want to, I think I want to get the module cores on these as well, because they're kind of big value, even though it's mostly getting this stuff upgraded. The plan now is to get an upgrade planner, and we are going to upgrade plan in the exotic stage from Gauss module 4s to Gauss module 5s, swing that upgrade planner over all of these centrifuges, and then basically just forget about it. So as these guys, yeah, he said like half an hour into an episode, which was supposed to be the first quick build, never mind, as these guys get their stuff produced, they will, once they have a surplus, end up with a surplus over here, which will drift through these belts. Both of these inserters will grab the things they need to make... Where are you? Yeah, you're putting things in here. To make more of the Gauss 5 modules, and then this will receive any Gauss 4 modules we pull out of the build, and then, yeah, all of these upgrades will get more productivity, because we're currently going from 10% productivity. We'll go from 10 to 20% productivity when we upgrade these modules, because productivity bonuses. And so we'll lose a bit of crafting speed, but that will still be incredibly worth it. And also, all these guys are just going crazy at the moment with their 16 and 12 craft speed. I want to look at, let's have a look at the last hour of, like, there's probably not much of it, but I want to see our structured, this is combined matter. That was just why that one looks a bit silly. Wait, did I need to combine? It's combined matter. And then is this combined matter down? It is. So this whole thing doesn't actually work. Do these guys need... Okay, so in that case, this belt doesn't go this way at all, does it? And then I think I also just... So I think we do this all with request chests. I don't think we need any of that stuff. And then any of this stuff either. Good job noticing how things were weird. And then we could just run this the other way. And that also means we need another one of these with a different request, because the combined matter needs... Is combined matter also an assembler recipe? It is, and it needs... This is why we needed the LDS. Yeah, I remember how this works. I did it not that long ago, allegedly. Yeah, so we can do this. We now don't have the main bots supporting us, which is a bit of a shame. This probably wants to be, yeah, in this combined matter stuff, and now we can actually do the thing we should have been doing in here, and then we can have this one over here, and then this one here. Yeah, so we can be getting two kinds of structured combined matter, and then putting these things in, I guess just provider chests? I don't think I need to limit that chest at all either. And then, yeah, that's why I've got this stuff. And then I do also need some more request chests, which I don't know I have on me. So we're going to have to come back to the build with more stuff, which is a bit of a shame. But we're going to need... Actually, is that true? Give me some of these. We are... Oh, yeah, we might still be within... Some of the stuff might be within the build range. Give me... Bots can bring me these things from the mall. That's how this is going to work. And then we needed... Yeah, we actually needed another one of these. Good job for spotting the thing was structured rather than combined. We need LDS. Let's get 40 LDS in here. And then this one can be... you know, a decent amount of stuff. And then the other thing we needed was these data cards, which I did have one of in my inventory, and then I gave it away. I don't need many of them, I don't think. So we're requesting data cards. We've got one stack of that. We're requesting... let's actually request 100 LDS, because I don't know how long it's going to take to get here, because we are kind of flying this to the other end of the map. And then, yeah, this is going to have a decent buffer. This is going to be one stack of... Actually, probably, I don't even know what we're doing that one, because we may or may not be requesting compact fusion cells, but never mind. Yeah, so we can have this thing. We're now, yeah, this is doing what it needs to. We are now hopping these kinds of things between, yeah, we've got a bit of an overflow here, which is nice. This I guess we request chest all of this later, and then, yeah, then the other centrifuge, I guess, goes... I probably still have the centrifuge. Q a centrifuge over here, and then, yeah, then we can also just act provider this one, because this is the one that wants to process any overflow. Yes, and you're also getting some modules. You know, you're crafting speed 5. Congratulations. I need more of these things, please. Bots, bring me stuff. So I think this is going to do what it needs to. Except I don't have. Yeah, okay, so we need to actually set up this request. We need this to be... Actually, let's just do this, but then cancel this and grab these back. And then we can do the same thing here and cancel this request and then grab these things back, and so we're probably not losing too much of this stuff. Yeah, and then we can just put this back in here, and then the other thing we need to do, yeah, I actually don't want that much structured exotic material. I would rather, especially for the pale kind, this is limited to, this is on the right boxes, here it is. Let's only do this if we have the layered material less than, say, 4. I don't really think we want a lot of this, and this will also, everything else that drifts through, why don't I have, oh yeah, because they're over here. I want these personally, so that my bots can build that. And so yeah, because I don't want to fill this up. I don't really care about how much of this stuff I have. I would rather, if I have a surplus of the down matter, pass it through to the centrifuge to convert to up matter that I can use to make more modules again. So the other thing we need to do here is, yeah, I guess now this is just straight up just request stuff. Just request all the things you need. You do not need 100 of those. I reckon you need like 4. And then you probably also, because of this, yeah, have some crazy number that you've requested that is not responsible at all, because we don't need all that much stuff. And then we should also be banking a significant amount of this stuff. So yeah, so that's probably going to do what it needs to. And then I reckon we've also waited long enough that these guys' internal buffers are all super happy, and we can now also turn on this last row of centrifuge by setting all their requests. So yeah, so now I think we just wander away from this. We actually, yeah, we now want to upgrade plan all of these things as well. And now we just forget about this for a while, basically. We need to make sure we are bringing enough LDS over and making enough data cards. But otherwise, this thing in theory will, unless I've balled something up, which is also still a major possibility. Like, we already did that once by forgetting which of these matters were compressed or not. Give me some of, where's this? Yeah, give me some of this, and you have that, because I just want to check that when we get a surplus, and I'm pretty happy that I have implemented this section of things well enough. Yeah, this kind of filter, this kind of overflow, this overflow doesn't need to be as big now, because we've got all the, like, the main reason I was holding a large amount here was to make sure that we got the third row of centrifuges online before we started making modules. But you finished making some things, you started making some things, you got two modules. So this is going to do what it needs to, because is this going to, oh yeah, because these things take different kinds of matter, so when we get a surplus of each kind, we will build each of those. Yeah, so that's fine. So give me these 2 modules, you get more productivity bonus, all of this stuff is doing fine. Eventually what we're also going to do is, yeah, we are going to be doing a thing that also looks like this the other way as well, with, yeah, with a thing that splits for, in fact, do I need both kinds of things? I don't know. Actually, I've got compact fusion cells somewhere. We can look at what we're trying to make things out of. That was not the menu that I wanted to be in to investigate that. I need structured exotic matter up. Actually, these are pretty basic to make. I can make a bunch of these. Because it's not the combined version. It's just the... Yeah, so all I need is structured exotic matter. Cool. Yeah, okay. Because what we're going to do here is have structured exotic matter on one side. And then we are going to do a similar thing where we can have this just have 2 things. I think we're going to need more of these, because I think we're going to have several. Yeah, okay, so let's set this up slightly differently then. Let's go like here, and then here, and then here as well. And then yeah, we're going to do this with just yellow belt because we can, and because it's also really not a big deal. And then so we're going to take structured matter one kind, and then structured matter the other kind, and then combined matter one kind, and then combined matter the other kind on the other side, except all of these also need to be like, we can do it here. And then we're going to do the same thing of hopping these things back into the rest of the logistics network, but also only using this surplus. So do I even just want to roll this back over here? Maybe. Yeah, I think that's probably a thing we're going to do. I think we're just going to go, like, we are going to automate this already. And like, I don't even mind not having this stuff yet, because I think this can probably just not get built because we don't actually want... But that's going to be the plan for after we upgrade all of these modules and we have all of these things running at, you know, speed 16 with productivity bonuses and getting a bunch of exotic material for free. We are going to do the same kind of thing where we will keep a basic amount in the logistics system, dump an extra surplus out, and then jump it back over to the other network in the same way. And these are probably all going to be 2 stacks. 2 stacks is a lot, isn't it? Because these things, I don't even remember how much they stack. I could even circuit network this to have less than these boxes, but it's also only going to be a surplus, and it's also now one of these builds that is self-contained and just getting stuff out. Like, there's no other inputs that go into this. It's straight up just things come out for free. Do you have any other modules yet? Do you have any other combined matter yet? Do you have any other... No, we're still just working on... Yeah, okay. We're going to come back later. We're going to see whether or not that works, because there are some other things that we also needed to build. Do I have radar coverage on this area? This dark spot here makes me think that I don't actually have radar coverage on this area, and I kind of would like it to be able to keep an eye on how this thing is going. And yeah, just track how many of those modules we've made. But the thing I did want to do was not just look at the combined matter, but look at the structured matter, because we should be able to see that jump, right? Like, we should have made... We should be able to see our old rate and our new rate, and I haven't found it yet, and I wasn't really expecting to find it this high. But yeah, we've gone from 37.5-ish, you know, around that kind of area when we had the centrifuges in the main base, to this rate up here, which is nearly... what is that? So that's 100 structured matter an hour, which seems pretty good. 38 per minute? That seems... I guess that's aggregating all of... So wait, so this is 100 per minute. That seems absurdly good. Okay. And the thing is, this rate is also going to climb as we now just automatically... Oh, do we automatically swap it? We do have 90 construction robots here. I don't need 90 construction robots here. I need a couple of construction robots to be able to swap out the modules, but we just don't need that many construction robots there. I think that means we also just throw... How many have you got? Yeah, we took away... When we did the builds and then we broke the grids, we took away a lot of those construction robots. So that's fine. You guys have got a bunch of construction robots. I've got a bunch of construction robots. This has not many construction robots, but all we need to do is manage the upgrades from... Where is this thing even putting... It's not putting them... Oh no, it doesn't matter that we're not putting the tier 1 modules in the network, because all we're ever doing is upgrading them to tier 2 that go into the network here, and then we get the other tier 1s back and then upgrade those as well. And yeah, this is just waiting to get these tier 1 modules now. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I've got stuff in my inventory that I don't really want. I've also got a bunch of LDS in my inventory that I don't really want. You have all this LDS. Yeah, okay, so... Things to forget about and move on with. I am facing the wrong way on this rail track, because, yeah... I remember when we weren't even building the modules that we needed to upgrade because we also needed to make more red chips, and we said that we'd got a big red chips build out to the west and it wasn't turned on yet, and we should probably go and do that. We probably should be able to, yeah, I don't know if all the stuff is going to fit in my inventory, so we're going to do this kind of trick again. Give me all of this, because I should now be able to make a Tokamak reactor, which is the first time we've had a Tokamak reactor, so that's pretty exciting. All the rest of the stuff has been Stellarator, and so I decided I wanted the other kind, so that's what we're going to do. I think I also want a bunch more Speed 2 modules for this build, and I don't know if I have any of them around. I do not, because I'm still busy upgrading things to a lot of Speed 3 modules. Is it 2s? It is 2s. Okay, so we're going to have to find Speed Module 2s. That wasn't helpful at all. We're going to have to find a bunch of Speed Module 2s somehow, never mind. Wait, I just upgraded all of those and I didn't really... Oh no? Yeah, I kind of do want those to be Speed Module 2s. Okay, never mind. So we're going to get some Speed... Oh no, wait. Here's my request of Speed Module 2s. That's why I don't have any Speed Module 2s. Let's go and make these red chips work, because it's kind of important to be able to get a lot more red chips out, because red chips are probably a thing we're worried about. And then yeah, when we get this other module tech done, then we can also wander back over here and set up this request as well, at which point we can have kind of an in-place thing that will just make us a bunch of exotic matter super fast, and not even really worry about trying to get exotic matter out of that until we have really good modules in here and also a ton of beacon speed. And this hopefully replaces a bunch of silos. Yeah, I've just reminded myself that also I needed to put the silos down, because we still are driving around with 3 rocket silos in my inventory for all the new parts that I haven't even got around to making yet. And probably all these builds are over here just super full, just kind of chilling out. Like, yeah, the steel that we turned on is just fine. The LDS is also super fine. None of the trains are here, which means it's quite likely train throughput limited back to the main base, which is why we kind of wanted to put the the silos out here. And then, oh yeah, I'm not doing anything with the acid gas yet either. I was just like, these things are spitting out acid gas. I'm not really sure what I want to do with that. Also, whatever. Is this not requesting coal or disable by controller behavior? Do we have coal? We must still have coal in some of these boxes then. Yeah, so we've still got coal. This is all still running. Yeah, this is all kind of plugged in, but I'm not super happy about it. And we've also got a bunch of rocket fuel, so like whatever. Yeah, let's go and make the rest of this red chips build work. What do we need? We need to put down this Tokamak. That is the thing we need to do. Actually, there's a bunch of things we need to do. This has a different fuel setup as well. We're going to use the fuel that's just deuterium. And I was looking at the math, and I think that, yeah, all of these star engine things kick out both deuterium and also tritium. And I think when all of these things are running, because we've got these two, we've got these ones for blue chips that are currently not running because we don't really have blue chips. We have the other ones over this side for copper for LDS and also steel, which are also not running because things over there aren't really running either. But I reckon if we can make all of those run, and the plan is that we should have enough deuterium to run this Tokamak purely on deuterium and get all of the hot and cool lead out. And this thing, which of these is the input? And this one here is the cool lead station. Yeah, because we're pumping things in. This Tokamak here is also how we're going to provide hot lead for the other red chips build that's just over here. So that's going to be a much shorter train loop, so that's going to be a thing we're pretty happy about. And yeah, this train station here, let's give this a better name so we can find it. Because what we want to do is grab the lead coolant train. Where is the lead coolant station? We're going to need a lot of lead coolant over here to be able to have this Tokamak run its own cycle. So we're going to go from have soothing lead to the one we just created, full to empty, and just keep doing that. And then this station we've just created, we kind of want to say, you check this tank, and you be available if there's less than, let's say, fusion stage, cool lead, less than, let's say, 400,000. We will want a lot of this, because first of all, this Tokamak over here is kind of weird in that it just produces, like, it cycles hundreds of thousands at once. And so we're going to need a decent stash of this here to even do a phase of this, but also we want not just the cool lead here, we also want the hot lead, like a decent cache of this hot lead, so that we could be training it over to the other place that also needs hot lead. And then, yeah, we'll change these trading stations as well, maybe not right now. And then, yeah, the other thing we need to do is we need to get deuterium in here. So this is going to be train limit 1. Please, deuterium, I think it's called deuterium. And this we've got to go and build a new train station for, because we deuterium, nearly. I just unchecked that, didn't I? I just changed it to the wrong thing by pressing the wrong button. Please deuterium, give it the icon back. Yep. Okay, so we have no trains that are currently bringing just deuterium. So we've got to go do that as well, and I think we want, yeah, we've got a bunch of trains that we can use for this. We also only want one fluid wagon and 25,000 of these things. If we look at how much deuterium we use in one cycle, 200 in a 100-second cycle, so we don't need a lot of it, but we are going to need some amount of it. And yeah, all of the rest of this I think is mostly plugged in together. We still need the tier 2 modules. We are getting coal in, but we are not. Is this train station not? Yeah, so this train station doesn't have the right name. This needs to be requesting oil. These things are making. Are they making ceramics? They're not making ceramics because we don't have fusion to make this lead hot yet. Over here, I don't know if we are in fact, yeah, we are not bringing the copper in, but that's all stuff we basically saw in exactly the same way when we made this red chips work. So we're going to do that between episodes as well, because it's fine. Let's go and figure out how we're going to get deuterium on this train. And we have, yeah, a nice little storage request, putting the fuel on the train. We're going to take this back to the research fuses, because that's where these things are being managed. Is this... This is research fuses, isn't it? Yeah. And I think we've run down the kind of the lithium supply of stuff that's sitting around there. In the meantime, I guess we wander back over here to the build we were just spinning up. And where is, yeah, this train station here wants to be, this is the crude oil request, yes. So let's actually change that to requesting crude. Yes. And then this also can just fill up, so this doesn't need a circuit condition. This can just ask for oil all the time. And this is also specifically requesting crude oil from the west grid. So there's a couple of those over here. There's like a station here, there's a station here. We're not going to be... Oh, there was also one over here, wasn't there? I was going to add this as well. Maybe we just pump this over? Does this need a station? Whatever. But yeah, we're not going to be pulling crude oil out of kind of the core area of like this stuff, which is still busy just doing all of this stuff, because we are actually, I mean, we've kicked through, like, what is this? This was a 20k tech, wasn't it? Well, no, 40k tech. So we've kicked through 20,000 science while we've been talking about this, and I'm pretty sure we're still limited by yellow science. But yeah, the thing we need to do is, yeah, so we've got rid of all this lithium. We're not using this for lithium at all now, so we'll delete that at some point. But the thing that we wanted is speed. Yeah, we've got a decent buffer of that stuff. How much? We've got 230,000 fusion tech in the system. We are getting good at doing fusion stuff. Yeah, so this train is the train that visits the various star engines and collects the fusion outputs of, well, yeah, collects the non-protium stuff, collects the deuterium and the tritium, and then over here we pump this stuff over, and the deuterium here is the stuff that's being pumped out that we are using for research fuser stuff that we are combining with the tritium. But this isn't even a particularly high priority. At this point, I would rather have... and we can go through here and we can just, like, spaghetti this stuff underneath. It's fine. Megabase is like spaghetti. Yeah, we can run this all the way over here. Sure. And then we can just pump this deuterium out, because I'm pretty sure we are good for having a surplus of this, because this is... yeah, this is the deuterium lithium. Don't even care about that process at all, because also, if we ever run out of fusion tech down here, like these pumps are controlled by the amount of fusion tech we have. So if we ever have not enough fusion tech, this whole section here turns on, we start generating more stuff, we have more things to pump into the system, that's all fine. Over here, we can have another train station. Let's have a train station like here. That's going to be our train station. We are going to have a whole tank. At some point we dropped these power poles that were powering those lights, so we'll put those back. Probably there was something there that we cleaned out. Yeah, let's have... we're not going to need a whole station. We're just going to need like a couple of these guys. So we're going to have this pipe heading over here. Let's leave a space for a pump there, even though we really do not have to worry about pump throughput issues. I've actually got pumps. So we can have pump and pump and pump and also a pump. And this thing can... yeah, this is looking fine. Oh yeah, my bots are off. Why did I turn off my bots? I was building something. So anyway, this station here can now be the have deuterium station, which we are going to give the deuterium icon. And then train limit 1, somewhere over here, we have a train that can go from having deuterium, which is somewhere... yeah, here we go. Having deuterium to wanting deuterium. Also, good job understanding how alphabetical sorting works. Full to empty, go to the have deuterium first, please. Yeah, let's also add a fueling delay here as well. Let's also just make you be manual for a moment. Because we need to, yeah, check that everything else is plugged in and working, because sometimes it isn't. And then let's also get a little fueling loop, like so. And yeah, this is going to be, so yeah, run over the tracks, it's fine. We don't need the lithium anymore, but we are getting all of the star engine stuff and passing that into these tanks. And then any deuterium we're just going to pump out of this tank into these other tanks that will just be another supply of fusion power for red chips, which is probably fine. Why aren't we doing a thing? Because these guys don't actually connect. That is a good reason. So now we are going to be passing all this deuterium over here. We're going to put all this deuterium in this... yeah, put all the deuterium in... Why you no put deuterium in fluid wagon? Because you're not actually at the station? Because you were manual. You weren't actually in the station. You were manual. Okay. That is a situation that we're fine with. Yeah, so now we've got some deuterium. When we get more deuterium when the star engine runs, that will do a thing. But now we can just, yeah, we're just going to run this thing full to empty, because I don't think we're doing anything else in particular with the deuterium. Am I only missing... no, I'm still missing all 48 modules, so we are not yet at the point where we have filled up all those internal centrifuge buffers and making modules out of the stuff. But yeah, now we can cruise back over here. Let's check that some of this red chips build is now doing a thing. Like, are you guys... you guys are not getting... ah... I do actually need to circuit condition these, because now that I've got multiple oil request stations, the closer one needs to turn off when it's full, because otherwise it will always be selected so that the further one ever gets attention, and this one is the further one. So really the only one I need to circuit condition is this one over here. So I mean, we're kind of already heading out that direction to do that, so that's what we're going to do. Yeah. What else did I... Yeah, so there were a couple of other things that I've had prepped for a while that I just haven't got around to doing. So I have this really nice rich water build that I'm pretty happy about, that is going to hopefully replace all of the rich water that's currently the terrible small sushi thing. And then I need to go to this train because it's going away. Are you running now? You are running now. You are still waiting on getting more coolant, which is fine. Yeah, and then, so maybe I slap this together in between and then talk about this, but it does kind of a similar thing as actually, can we just, yeah, because it was going in the spot over here, kind of a specific build. If I can find, it should be back here somewhere. Here's the lake. Yeah, so here's a bunch of stuff that we just don't need anymore. All of these are empty tanks that we don't need. All of these are empty tanks. These things, all this stuff is infrastructure we are done with. So that's nice. There's old ceramics builds that are just going away. And then the new, actually all of that stuff can just go away. This new rich water build kind of fits in the same slot, and I think it goes... Does it go over here? I remember there's some finicky business about... Oh no, it's all the way over here, isn't it? Yeah. There's some finicky business about how exactly this connects to the water pipes, but basically that. So let's get the bots building that. Are these requests set? These requests are set. Are these requests set? Maybe. Are these train stations... so these don't actually have the correct names, which is good, because this is one of the builds that, yeah, so there's a bunch of beacons, a bunch of crushers, rich water stuff happening, rich water going into logistic storage, requesting a bunch of things. We need to do the same hopping and backwards and forwards. We need to break this roboport stuff, because this is going to be another build that puts a whole lot of logistics bots in one place doing a bunch of things. But yeah, so we're going to have... Which is... I need to figure out which station is which again. This one is probably going to be... No, this one over here is going to be rich water. This one is probably dirty water. Is this... No, this one here is dirty water. Yeah, and then we're also making lithium here, kicking the lithium... Yeah, any surplus gets kicked out. So we're going to have a nice rich water way of replacing... that significantly increases our throughput. Is this the rich water? Yeah, this whole weird sushi thing we are just not going to be doing anymore. We are going to simultaneously, and I guess that means we delete these train stations, and this coal is also a bit weird, but it's fine. Yeah, we are going to dramatically increase the amount of rich water we are making. We are going to... Oh no, acid is what that other station is, yeah. Then I guess we don't need this acid either. And we probably don't need... How much is in there? Probably quite a lot. I don't think we need that. And yeah, because we can get rid of this kind of old, slow kind of sushi build, and we can replace that with... Yeah, we've got some hot lead here now. This is nice. We can replace that with this new build that the bots are going to be busy building. Yeah, because they're all busy, it's fine. We'll have that. The other one that I have, that I played with a bit, that I think we're going to poke more next time, is a build for this HCP stuff, which is the new chip intermediate. And so it takes... I think I was just going to put this in... just in the main mall somewhere. I don't think I need a whole lot of it. I don't know if I need a whole lot of it or not. It needed... Yeah, it was these PCB boards, and all of this stuff is already stuff that's in the mall already, except for maybe carbon fiber. And so then it also needed, yeah, hydrofluoric acid, gold cable. Yeah, I think this is going to be a thing that I also play with and put in the main base somewhere at some point. But do we have most of the things going into red chips is going to be the question, and then we're already kind of at a point where we're going to be done with this episode, but we're going to put the rest of these speed modules in so all these crushers get their stuff. We possibly also don't have train station names over here, but we also don't have copper. So do we have everything? We don't have the green chips, so we don't have train station names. Because we don't have green chips, we don't have plastic? Why do we not? Oh, because we needed to go and circuit condition that other train station. So let's go and do that first. Over here, this train station here, yeah. This train station here that is receiving, in fact, both of them, because the train could get stuck on either train station trying to unload crude oil when it can't really. So we're going to wander over here. We're going to circuit condition the station. We're going to circuit condition the other station. You only get to be a station if you have less than 200,000 oil. Yep, and then we're also going to take all of this and put it in the new station, which is, you know, the same layout, because we set it up like that. So now you should be able to go to, if you go to a crude oil station, you're going to the one that has capacity. So that is fixed, and that is nice. And then I guess we're going back down here to name some of these train stations so that we can get more copper and green chips and things like that and make those red chips work. We have got, let's see if we've made any of these modules yet. Probably there's still a lot of blinking because, like, have you made products finished 1, and it's also just waiting for more stuff. So yeah, this is the other particularly harsh thing about these modules, is that they need 6 of the previous tier to build, and we do also now have, I think I should actually boost these limits again, because the way these inserters are working, especially with these being fast inserters, if there's any, if they peak above 60 for a fraction of a second, then these inserters will grab, actually only 3, so it's probably fine. And it does still look like it's working, and this thing is still converting the other kind that it needs back again. So I think we want to get, we want to get more of these modules into these things as well. In fact, I can go and just loot the ones from that machine and put them in the other module thing. But these are somewhere, like this one has finished a module. Somewhere one of these centrifuges has got better productivity. Oh well. Let's go and name some of these train stations as kind of the last thing we do. Which ones are... Oh yeah, I also need to bring a star engine because the copper request train is limited by whether or not we have a star engine, so that's cool. That's the copper station. This is the copper request station. Please copper. Somewhere here we also have a train fuel request station because it is its own logistics network. Did I actually break these networks? I have in fact not broken the logistics networks yet, so this is also going to be a thing we do imminently, but I think we're just going to do this first and then call the episode and then do that in a moment. Please train fuel. Where's my train fuel at? T comes after all of these letters. Please train fuel. Yes, and then also please green chips. Yeah, but the thing is, when we start calling these trains, we need to do immediately break. Is it this? Yeah, these two here. Because as soon as, if we fill up this storage, then these active provider chests as part of the same network will just start dumping green chips and train fuel and things like that into the other storage networks. Although I guess they'll still be in the storage network as such, so the train systems will still disable. They'll just be... so that's broken it on one side, and then this one also gets to break? Yes. because this doesn't need to be the same system. We just grab these two roboports, and now we have, so now this thing is its own logibot system. We are still connected via actually a tiny section, that's pretty funny, to this thing over here. We've now got 86,000 here, not much over there. We must still be making lead coolant. That must be the thing that's happening here. Fiberglass, okay, we've got to go a lot further for lead coolant. Lead coolant is this one, and we are, I guess we're just kind of limited by train supply. But yeah, we're now making a lot of lead coolant again, and this train is going backwards and forwards, and we're pulling all of this stuff out, which is fine. We can just make more lead. That's going to be what we wanted to do today. I think this train station over here also wants to receive copper ore, because this is not a big enough copper patch. So the red chips that we wanted to get online this episode are still not actually online because they're not getting copper. Oh well, let's just run over here, and it's all... Actually, all it is not having water. So let's hopefully we can slap this in pretty quickly as a thing that we can just make happen. Because we can have a train station like here. Bots probably have this. We can fill this tank with some amount of water. Because we've already got this. Actually, this was already space for... we can just have this be the water request station. And then where's this train? There's a train that's in front of this that needs to just go somewhere else for a bit so we can get the water out. Where's the lake? Here's the lake. This train here. You just go over here. You're gonna block. So actually, you will block fewer people's day if you were kind of tucked in there. So just wait there for a moment, and then this train is headed to the train station that we just put down that has the water on it, which is nice. So we should get some water here, and then we can kick off this copper loop. And this is not many miners. We do need more copper, which is what this train station here is for. So I think we turn this into do I have two train limits? Yeah, because there's space behind this for another train. I think I need like a West Grid specific copper request station. But for the moment, oh no, wait, do I already have a West Grid specific copper request? No. So this is just going to be, I guess this is just going to be another copper request station, and we'll have trains bring stuff here as well, and then we'll have another source of copper to try and keep up with this stuff. And where's this guy's train? It's kind of getting to the bridge between grids. Okay, fine. Because all of this stuff is all of this is working now. There was this coal patch here, so we're using that. There was a coal patch over here, so we're using that for the plastic. So these things were kind of conveniently near to what we're building with them anyway. These guys are getting the crude oil. They've also got the heavy oil, so the liquefaction has kicked on. This train has done everything it needs to, and now we can just pump. Okay, we can have these guys pump its water in, and we can just do all of this stuff. And now we are also smelting copper, which is cool. So when this tank is empty, eventually this tank should be empty enough. We can get rid of this, we can get rid of these, we can get rid of these pipes. This pump and this thing no longer needs to exist. We have this closed water loop. We are doing this copper thing. We are getting copper from a train, which is also cool. We are getting copper, hopefully, into the... eventually the copper will turn up over here, and we will be making more red chips, and the thing we wanted to do at the beginning of the episode, we will at least have kind of done. And in the meantime, we've cranked through about 30,000 tech. So probably another long episode by quite a bit, but we do have a lot more stuff going now. Oh, you also want... Have we got these train station names? Yeah, so there's a bit more train station stuff for me to do. We are getting more red chips. Haven't put the rocket silos anywhere. We're still limited by yellow science. I guess rocket silos and yellow science are things we're going to do next time. Yeah, let's go and see how many of those fancy modules the new module build has done, because this will also be a thing we can track. Yeah, products finished 2. So this is just a thing we can come back and look at next time and see how much time has passed based on I guess also how much of the trains tech we've clicked through, and then how many modules we've made. And as a final thing, let's go and check on, yeah, another final thing, final 3 __ version 3 final. How much exotic science do we have? Yeah, we're actually kind of stable on exotic science. With the productivity bonuses of these things, and the extra rockets we're launching with all these new rocket parts, we're kind of keeping up with exotic science, which I like. Yeah, everything is just limited by yellow science, which I don't think has been slow. 10 hours, where's the yellow science? Yellow science is... yeah, it's... oh, we've also got all those other things. Let's get rid of the structured exotic matter stuff. Where's... are they not even on that side anymore? We've made more structured exotic matter than we have... yeah, we've made more structured exotic matter than we have logistics bots. That's kind of crazy. And then down... where's the other... where's the other one that we can get rid of? I mean, it's not really going to change the graph. But yeah, yellow science is still just kicking along, doing a thing. It's kind of weird because the build is kind of weird, but that's fine. We'll sort that out later as well. Yeah, we're now making a lot of structured matter. A train has just turned up with a pile of yellow science, so that's all still fine. And yeah, getting a lot of things done. More red chips, different kinds of fusion, new kinds of modules, module upgrades, a module upgrading build that we can just forget about and let it do its have a thing. Let it do a thing. Sure, lots of stuff.